Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Yankees Den podcast. I am your host, Lorenzo Scarabino. Tough loss tonight versus the Boston Red Sox. Game 1 of 3 in the Bronx. We lose by a final score of 5-3. We do not come out swinging and beat Sonny Gray like the way I thought we would or wanted us to. And let's dive in a little bit on this Ryan Weathers shaky start. Another shaky outing with 5 runs given up. He goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, like I mentioned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he's given up 5 runs in the last 3 of 4 outings so far. And that is just not good. He didn't look good in Sacramento. He looked decent, a little bit better, I thought, in this game. He could have been saved by his defensive shortstop, Anthony Volpe, who could have turned a double play, but instead decided to just throw the ball to first base, couldn't get the double play for some reason, and then that led to 2 runs scoring, which could have been prevented. And then Ryan Weathers goes into the other innings having more confidence and maybe I don't know, maybe it changes his whole mind frame up, you know? His ERA right now is at 3.86, and we have a guy by the name of Jose Caballero who is sitting on the bench who leads all of Major League shortstops in defensive runs saved, and he's rotting on our bench. We were told by Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman that when Caballero came back from the injured list, the shortstop position would be his. I don't know why we decided after a 10-game sample size by Anthony Volpe that he was back and ready to take on that starting shortstop position after only 10 games when Caballero's been doing it the whole beginning of the season before Anthony Volpe arose on the scene and before Cabby got injured with that finger. Now, with that being said, you have a spark in him with Aaron Judge out of the lineup and being injured for who knows, a month, 2 months, hopefully not longer, and you're not implementing guys like Rosario and Caballero to boost this lineup or give it any morale, which is just very bad managing by Aaron Boone. And something that needs to be talked about way more is Jose Caballero needs to be the shortstop. He earned himself that starting shortstop spot, like Aaron Boone said, and now he's going back on his word and starting Anthony Volpe. As the days go on and as we progress into the season, we're seeing Jose Caballero get less playing time, which should not be. If anything, it should be Anthony Volpe that's the one that needed to wait to make an appearance, play shortstop, get up, get at bats. Jose Caballero needs to be taking majority at bats the rest of the season. I do not want to see Anthony Volpe starting more than Jose Caballero, and I don't want to see Caballero playing the outfield or third base. He needs to be at shortstop. That's where he was doing his best and being most effective for the team. He still is effective even when he's at those positions, but I trust him way more fielding the ground balls at shortstop than Volpe. And Caballero provides the speed and everything you want out of a pesky player like that. And he needs to be a staple in that lineup every day. And he needs to know that. So he's not just sitting on the bench rotting away. Also, some notables before we go into a little bit more of Ryan Weathers and his start. We have Spencer Jones coming up and having a big night, going 3 for 3 with an RBI double. It's sad that we lost this game and we couldn't talk more positively because this is a positive in the game. Him going 3 for 3, didn't strike out, looked great. And we'll talk about him getting pulled later into this episode. We also have Ben Rice, who keeps mashing. He hit a home run, went 2 for 3. We just need him to keep being him with Aaron Judge out of the lineup because he's just amazing. We have McMahon also getting another hit, going 1 for 3, playing solid defense. Volpe did get another hit, but he went 1 for 3. But I still stand by what I said. I think Caballero needs to be in there, and Volpe could be a nice platoon if guys need day offs. But Cabby should be the starter. Also, we have a Grisham home run. He went 1 for 5 today. He's producing a little bit from that leadoff spot. Still not what I would want out of my leadoff hitter. Not enough contact. He should be 7th, 6th, somewhere in that order, that position, not leadoff, not in front of guys like Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger for the time being until Aaron Judge is out of the lineup. Now, I want to talk about the title of this video, which is The Bullpen Will Save Ryan Weathers. And the reason I say that is now coming into it, going later into the season, he's made 12 out of his 12 starts so far. He's been healthy. Knock on wood. He's already at 70 innings, and he's approaching his max 94 high in innings. And the reason why maybe we're starting to see a little bit of a decline every game and every outing is because of those innings. And I said the bullpen will save him because I think if you put him into the bullpen, lessen the workload when Max Fried comes back and he pitches an inning, gives you all he has for one inning, he will be more effective. And I think moving forward with the Yankees, that's one thing that they were worried about, but they made the trade because he has such a high ceiling. As we've seen from a few starts, he looked phenomenal. So he is still a legit good arm. He just got to stay healthy and watch his innings build up slowly. And then I think down the line, and every year he'll build up his innings and he'll be a quality starter for the Yankees. But this year, for the time being, I think his best spot, that suits him best, and that will give him the best opportunity to succeed is the bullpen role when Max Fried comes back. You keep Will Warren in the rotation as your 5, and that is what I would do. Those are my concerns with Ryan Weathers right now and his innings. Now, I have an issue with what happened in the ninth inning tonight. We had Spencer Jones come up there and get pinch hit for in the ninth inning against Chapman for Max Schumann. Now, Max Schumann has been great, don't get me wrong, but when you have a young player, a rookie like Spencer Jones, who just went 3 for 3, and then, like I mentioned in my video earlier when I was discussing the lineup, you kill a player's confidence, especially a rookie, after he's been sent down once already after he came up. You kill his confidence when you take him out after he just showed you he went 3 for 3 and didn't strike out. You take him out of that big moment, which demoralizes him and is very poor management by Aaron Boone. That's what I have a problem with. Aaron Boone has been decent this season, but he still has some of his old habits, and I don't like the way he manages and constructs some of these lineups. I really don't, and I will point out every game that he does something well. I will bring it up and we will showcase him, but tonight I think he did a poor job with that. Blackburn pitched somewhat well, right? Didn't give up any more runs, the bullpen, so it was solid. And that Spencer Jones thing just really irritated me because he went 3 for 3, shows you something, and you take him out, just like you did with his first promotion. And I said, you can't be trying to give him more at bats and leeway and bring him here. He's taking Aaron Judge's spot. That doesn't mean he has to be Aaron Judge. He has to be Spencer Jones. But going 3 for 3, you can't do what you did the first time and take him out in big spots where he could produce. And he has the power with one swing of the bat. He could hit it out of the ballpark. So I really don't know what that's about. Tomorrow, we're facing a lefty in Ranger Suarez, and we have Will Warren on the bump. But with a lefty starting, I'm not sure if we see Spencer Jones in right field. I think we honestly may get Jose Caballero in right field. That's what I think we get. Or they take Trent Grisham out and they do play Spencer Jones in center field and see what he does against the lefty. I don't know how that's going to look. I think we see Rosario in the lineup. We see Cabby. We see Volpe. And maybe Schumann if they give Jazz a day. I really don't know what that looks like, but I think we'll be a little right-handed heavy. We'll see some of the guys that I just named in the lineup. We have optioned JC Ascara to AAA and brought up Ali Sanchez, who isn't all that good, but, the catcher position right now is giving you 0, a net negative. They're doing absolutely nothing. So anything is better than nothing, and maybe he could surprise us and give us a little something to root for from the catcher position, other than watching Austin Wells walk up there and be an automatic out, an absolute robot just walking up there with not even swinging the bat when the ball's in the zone, but when the ball's out of the zone, he's chasing. Like, I don't know what he's looking for. Something in the dirt. I clearly don't know. He must have a bet on the game or something. But Ali Sanchez, like I said, not all that great. Posted just an 87 WRC plus in 40 games with AAA. Had a 702 OPS, a 227 batting average. But like I said, got to try something if we're not going to make a trade right now. And I hope that the Yankees are aggressive with the catcher position at the deadline, like I think they will be, because you don't know if a Rutschman's going to be available. Is Hunter Goodman going to be available as well? Are the Rockies going to move him? You don't know. Is Ryan Jeffers going to be healthy, and is he going to be good when he's healthy? Is he going to be hitting like he was hitting at the beginning of the season? We don't know. Is Dylan Dingler even going to be on the trade block? We're just talking about him because of schoolboy and stuff. Maybe we package a deal, make a big blockbuster, or just get Dingler. You don't know because Dingler is a part of that young core that Detroit was starting to build around last year and the year prior. We saw them kind of heat up, get into the playoffs. So he's kind of in that young core. So I don't know if we see the Tigers willing to trade him. Obviously, Schoolboy is more willing to be traded because he's a rental. They know they're not going to sign him back long term. So they're trying to get prospects and young players that they could fill in with McGonigal, Spencer Torkelson, Dingler, at Riley Green. So that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. I'm not positive, but you have to go get a catcher. I mean, if you don't get a catcher, I don't know what you're doing. How are the New York Yankees and the New York Yankees fan base getting to watch Austin Wells walk up to the plate and go 0 for 3 every night with nothing to show, not even putting the ball in play, not even throwing runners out or being good defensively? He's just good because he frames good. That's all the Yankees seem to care about is framing, but he has been terrible at the catcher position, providing no value at all whatsoever. I could go up there right now and do the same thing. A random person on the street could come into Yankee Stadium and catch and do what Austin Wells has been doing. Even JC Escarra, but he hasn't had the sample size, and they sent him down. Austin Wells still has 3 options. Why is he still on the major league roster? At least give JC Escarra some runway and us an excuse to say, all right, he's bad. He needs to be sent down like Austin Wells. So I really don't understand that. I don't like that at all. Now, Cashman did talk to the media pre-game, and he was saying that when Stan comes back, it's going to be tough decisions because Paul Goldschmidt has been hitting well, and Stan's going to come back and obviously serve that DH role. And he said there are going to be it's going to be forced for them to have a conversation for Ben Rice to move over to the catcher position. Now, even if that happens, I really like to hear that, but I don't know if we could trust Cashman on his word because he said Cabby was going to be the starting shortstop when Volpe returned as well. But I like that. I would hope that I can believe that because if you put Ben Rice at catcher, you put Goldschmidt at first base, when Judge is out and you get Stanton in the lineup, you have Bellinger in the lineup, you have Cabby or guess Volpe, that'll do. You have Jazz in there, McMahon or Rosario, Jones, Grisham, right? Your lineup gets deeper, keeping those 3 guys, Goldschmidt, Rice, and Stan, all in the lineup coexisting with each other. And even when Judge returns, I would keep that because I like Goldie's veteran presence in the lineup, and I think he plays a very good first base. And even if you do decide to move Rice to catcher, which Cashman said he's more than capable of doing, and they think he could play that role. If I'm not mistaken, he came up as a catcher first. So with that being said, even if you do move him to the catcher, you still need to get a platoon or another catcher just in case you want to move Rice back to first base for a game or someone gets injured, just in case you don't want to have Wells on the back burner as your other option or Ali Sanchez or JC Escarra. None of these options are really any good that you would want to have. So you still have to go and address that. Got to address the bullpen, and hopefully you get another bat because one bat is just not enough. I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe we could stay afloat. I think we can stay afloat. I don't think it's time to start worrying, but we all know that June is here, and everyone in the back of everyone's mind is the June swoon. And why is this happening in June? Why did Judge have to get hurt? Freed's hurt, Stanton's hurt, Dominguez is hurt. But these are reinforcements that are going to come back. Judge is going to take a little longer. We will be in a good position. You have Dominguez coming back. You have Stanton, like I mentioned. If you could find a way to keep Goldschmidt in the lineup and put Ben Rice at catcher, then you're going to be fine. You're going to stay afloat. You'll be fine. The AL isn't that strong, so you can stay atop of the AL East and AL as a whole when Judge returns, and then you get even more firepower and you get way better and the best team in the AL. I do think the Yankees still are the best team in the AL without Aaron Judge because they are just way more equipped than the last time he got injured, and they have a lot more depth pieces, especially in the minor leagues. They have a lot of depth as well. Now, with that, that covers everything really that I want to go over. There's not really much to talk about. Just an atrocious game against the Red Sox offense that isn't good. And they put up 5 runs against Ryan Weathers. And I told you on the episode yesterday that they're not going to make it easy, even though they stink and they suck and they can't score any runs against anyone else. They'll come into New York and they'll get up for this series because of the rivalry. So we have to make sure that we win the series. You cannot lose a series to the Boston Red Sox, who are in last place of the AL East. Tomorrow you have Warren and Suarez, like I mentioned, 7:35 start. Get on Suarez early, score runs. This offense has been abysmal the last couple games. Please score runs, get out early, attack the offense, shut them down. Will Warren's got to be good. Our defense has to get behind him, and we have to step on the Red Sox throat. I'm tired of letting them beat us and weasel their way in to a win. Step on their throat. The Yankees are way better than them. Don't make the Red Sox think that they can hang with you and completely kill them and stomp on them. But this is it for the Yankees Den podcast. I'm Lorenzo Scarabino signing off. I'll see you tomorrow.